continue this way. All right, so this is what we are simply saying. So this is our point of equilibrium. This is our point of equilibrium here. All right, so this is our point of equilibrium. Today I want you to graph. So if we drop here, what was our quantity at equilibrium? The quantity at equilibrium was what? Quantity at equilibrium. So you drop here. Quantity at equilibrium was what? What was our equilibrium quantity? Quantity at equilibrium was 30 units, right? So this point is 30 units. Then the price at equilibrium, price here was equal to 160.
So sorry.
Yes.
Something I joined late. I joined late. I joined late. How far have you gone? Let's see. I think I remained from plotting 50 and 100. The supply line going up. So from there, that's where I lost it after joining.
Okay, my question is, are you okay with the demand? Are you okay with the demand function? Did you
for me, I am okay with the demand. Yes, I did. But for the supply, the figures I'm able, but the plotting where the equilibrium is, okay, I think that's where I remained behind. I joined.
Okay, so it's 0,100. So here you can say 0, what? 0,100, right? Okay, you see,
yes,
it's 0,100. So 0,100 is here. 0,100 is this point here. You start with the Q, P, quantity, P. This is what we do. So it's 0,100, right? Hello, you understand what I mean? 0,100 and negative 50, 0. Negative 50, 0. So this point is negative 50, 0. Is the point is this one. This is the point of negative 50, 0. This is negative 50, 0. You understand what I mean now?
Yes, I do.
So now, this equilibrium point, we already found. What was our point of equilibrium? Price was how much? Price was 160. Okay, so price was 160. And our quantity was 30 units, not so. Quantity was 30 units, price was 160. Is that okay?
Yes.
So you come and locate on the graph here. You come and locate on the graph. Okay, so this is the 30. So this is the point of equilibrium. Okay. So this line here, it is called the demand for consumers. So this is the demand for consumers. And then this is the come again? Supply. So this can give this one is called consumer surplus above equilibrium point. Okay, this is for consumer, this is producer surplus. So producer surplus is this or this one. Consumer surplus is this one. Is that okay? Is it clear? Are you able to get me? Okay.
Yeah.
Pardon? Okay. You have understood how you have graphed these equations? Okay, so now let's calculate the consumer surplus. Consumer surplus is given by, so you check the So consumer surplus is equal to half
Mr. Mlenga
times height. Yes, please.
I just wanted to check in with you before we go to the next part.
Yes.
In real life circumstances, in what situation is equilibrium applied? Like, okay, like here in Zambia, we had an equilibrium on such and such a product. Is there a practical example in real life of having equilibrium attained?
Okay, yes. Like an example, you will find that especially for, let me give an example, practical example for maize. Okay, so for maize, the price supplied can be 250 kwacha or 210 kwacha per bag. Okay, this is for 25 kg bag. Okay, so if this is the price supplied by producers, okay, so you find that that's the price demanded by consumers. So in short, this is what happens even right now. Whether you like it or not, you will still demand a bag of meal meal at 218 kwacha or 250 kwacha. You get my point, right? So Anthrop meeting, they're telling us that they can supply, okay, they can supply a bag of meal meal to consumers at 250 kwacha, an example. And this is what customers will demand. So that is what happens even right now. You understand me?
Yes.
So at this point, you can't run away from it. So this is why I will explain to you what we call elasticities, elasticities of demand. So this is what is happening right now in a market economy. Okay, consumers who you find that even if you don't want to go for a bag of meal, but suppliers, they were saying they will supply at 250 kwacha or maybe 218 kwacha. So this is what you demand. So that will be the equilibrium, price supplied and price demanded will be at par. Okay. So this is what is happening even right now. So let's look at the consumer surplus from the curve here. This curve here is consumer surplus. So what is the height from here to here? Who can tell me what's the height from here to here? Because this is the shape is a triangle. So let's check here. What is the height? The base is 30 from here to here. It's a 30 that you see from here to here. It's the same 30 up to here, right? The height is what? Between 160 and 250?
90.
Yes.
90.
Correct. So meaning that this will be half base times height. So it will be half times 30 times 90. So our consumer surplus will give us 1 divided by 2 times 90 times 30. It is 1/350. That is the consumer surplus. Then what is our producer surplus? It's also half BH. So producer surplus will be half times our base. Let's check here. We are taking this triangle underneath. Okay. So we are getting down to this one. So this is our producer surplus. So this one will give us the base is you can talk about the height is 60, the base is 30. Okay, so from here to here it is 60 and 30. So what are we simply getting now? We are getting down to 1/2 times 60 times 30. So our producer surplus is actually going to give us 900. So what is our total surplus? Total surplus is actually go to 900 plus 1,350. So 2,250 So this is our total surplus. Is that clear so far? Is that okay?
It's okay from my end.
What about others?
Me too.
What about others? What about Madam Memory? Have you understood? Okay, have you gotten it? Madam Susan? All right, no, that's fine. So, okay, so what is going on here is that just look at the types of elasticity of demand, okay? So under this one, we have inelastic demand. Inelastic demand. So what is this demand? This is where there is no change in quantity demand, there is a change in price. Okay, this is where we have no change in quantity demanded with a change in price, with the change in price. So no change in quantity demanded with the change in price. So what is the revenue implication? Revenue implication is that total revenue changes with the change in price. So what we are simply saying is that the graph for this one becomes this way. So here you have the quantity. Okay, so and the price. So no change in quantity, but a change in price. So here you can demand the same 20 units for the commodity. Okay, even if the price changes, okay, even if the price becomes 50, 100, 150, 200, you can still demand. Okay, so even in the mini meal is inelastic, because even if there is increase in price, you will still demand a bag of mini meal. One bag at 50 kwacha, one bag at 100 kwacha, one bag at 150 kwacha, one bag at 200 kwacha. You can even demand one bag at 500 kwacha. Okay, but what will push the price down is the high production. High production of maize will lead to lower price. Okay, because if you produce in abundance, then you are selling in abundance, no one can buy. Okay, so you'll be forced to reduce the price. So if the mini meal is scarce, if maize is scarce, price of mini meal increases. Okay, this is what happens to demand. So here, the total revenue changes with a change in price. So this one will be times 20 kwacha. This one will be 20 times 100 kwacha. This one will be 20 times 150 kwacha. This one will be 20 times 200 kwacha. So the total revenue will change with the change in price. So total revenue changes with the change in what? Price. So what is total revenue? Total revenue is price times quantity. Okay? Price times quantity. This is how you get the the total revenue. All right, so this is what goes on. I'm sure you're with me, right? So this is the inelastic demand. Okay, so there is no change in quantity demanded, but there is a change in price. So the revenue implication is that the total revenue changes with the change in price. Then let's look at the elastic demand. Okay, so this is where there's a change in quantity demanded. This is where we have change in quantity demanded with no change in price. Okay, so the curve comes like this. So you can demand more and more units at the same price. Okay, so price is the same. So price is at 100 kwacha. You can demand 40 units, 60 units. Okay, so you can demand this one. 40, 60, 80, 100, 120. So our revenue implication is that total revenue changes according to, so here to be 40 times 100, 60 times 100, here to be 80 times 100, 100 times 100, 120 times 100. So the revenue implication, okay, is that total revenue changes with the change in quantities. Okay, so I'm sure you're getting my point there. Okay, so you can demand more units at the same price. So what is changing is the quantity, okay? In this case, for elastic demand. Are we together so far? Have you followed?
For me, I am.
Okay, so this is what goes on here as we get down to this one. So just really need to understand the total revenue aspect. You also need to understand the aspect of equilibrium point and the consumer producer surpluses, how we are getting them. Okay, then also you need to also understand the aspect of consumer surplus and the total surplus. And now you can find the equilibrium point from the question. Okay, I'm sure that is clear. So it can give you, okay, we can so look at different other questions together. Okay, there are questions that can be done here. Like an example, this question was done. Okay, this one. This question here, I think we did this question at some point. Do you remember, Mr. Gift? Did I do this question with you?
Yes, we went through it.
25 minus 3p. Once applied is 10 plus 2p. So you can see, this one is according to calculating the equilibrium point of this question. So it's the same concept like the question which I gave you. So they can give you a question of this type and say algebraically, not graphically. So don't necessarily do a graph, no. You just solve without doing the graph like I did myself here. This is showing the equilibrium point graphically. And so both, so here I did both algebraically by solving here. This was algebraically. And then as well as here, I did a show using the graph, which is graphical. So this one I did both the graph way and algebraical. So here in this case, you're just required to solve this one using algebraical. So, Madam Memory, what answer can we have here? You would get my point, right? Consider the following demand and supply equation for a perfectly competitive industry. Then I will have to ask you, what are the features of the perfect competitive industry? Okay, just the few features of a perfect competitive industry. So here we have these. Okay, how can we solve this one quickly? Before I ask you, before we discuss the few features of the market that is perfect competitive. Okay, so meaning that for this one, we have the quantity demanded is equal to 25 minus 3p. For the sake of those who missed this one, when supply, it's the same concept like what I'm from solving. So here we are going to say at equilibrium, what are we having? Quantity demanded is equal to quantity supplied. So it will be 25 minus 3p is equal to 10 plus 2p. Is that clear? So it will be 25 minus 10, 2p plus 3p. So 15 is equal to 5p over 5 over 5. Then our p is equal to 3. All right, that's our price. And what will be our quantity? We can use 25 minus 3p. Our quantity to give us what? 25 minus 3 on what? On p, which is 3. Our quantity to give us what? Okay, 25 minus 9, which will give us what? 16.
16.
Is that okay? Is that okay now? So this is the equilibrium price. This is using algebraical. So do not do a graph. Graph is not necessary, that's what tree. So we get those answers. Okay. Now, this is what goes on here. Even our price applied is equal to price demanded at equilibrium. So this is what goes on here. Okay. So the price is 3 and the equilibrium price of equilibrium quantity is 16. Now, here, there was a second question before we got to other thing. Suppose that the government...
Mlenga. Hello?
Yes.
I'm asking maybe if we can, if you can help me like plot it just to get familiar and to have confidence with the graphs.
No, the plotting, you just use the same concept, you just use the same concept which I had used here. That's all. Just the one which I did. I gave you the example now to plot. You use the same way which I did here. You start with one graph. You say, okay, if this one is what, then this one, you know what I mean. So it doesn't matter the way it has come. So if you go back to this given problem here, as you are trying to do a graph, you simply come up with a table of values. So this is what we have. So once demanded, you have this one. Okay? Demand. We have quantity demanded is equal to 25 minus 3p. So just say what happens to these two components. Use Q and P. If P is 0, quantity will be 25. Then the other one vice versa. If Q is 0, what will be P? Are you getting me, madam, now?
Yes, yes.
Yes, so just do that. So meaning, here we said our quantity demanded would have been 25 minus 3, only P is 0. The answer is 225. Now, vice versa, Q0 is equal to 25 minus 3P. So let's take this one the other side to be positive 3P is equal to 25 over 3 over 3. So meaning our price will give us what? 25 divided by what? Which is 8.33, 8.33. Okay? Then this is our price, 8.33. So this is for the demand. Also come up with a table of values for which one? The supply. Supply was 10 plus 2P. Supply was what? Quantity supplied is equal to 10 plus 2P. Then what do? You say quantity and P. If the P is 0, it will be 10. Then this other one, if Q is 0, okay? If Q is 0, it will be -5. That's all. So Q0 is equal to 10 plus 2P. Are we together now? When this one gets the other side to be -10, it's equal to 2P. Is that clear, madam? Are you following me?
Yes, yes.
So this is what you do, madam. Then you graph. You just graph using these combinations. So we are going to do like this. Okay. Then like that, you put the price and then you put the quantity. Here you put the 0. Then you simply say, you start with this one. 0.25. Okay, now this is the 25.0 instead. Okay, so 25.0, so it will be here 25.0, and what else? 0.8.33, 0.8.33, 0.8.33. Okay, so we can estimate 0.8.33. We are going to have that. So this is our quantity demanded, which is 25 minus 3P. Then the supply one is 10.0. 10.0 is somewhere here. 10.0 and 0.5. 0.5 should be somewhere here. So you draw a line through these points here. You get my point. So this is quantity supplied. Is that okay? 10 plus 2P. I don't know if you have understood. So this is the point of equilibrium. Is that okay?
Yes.
So meaning at this point, our equilibrium quantity was how much? At equilibrium, quantity at equilibrium was how much? Our equilibrium quantity, we had what? Let's go back. So 16. So 16 here. And the equilibrium price was 3. Equilibrium price was how much? Was 3. So this is 3. Okay, so this is what, madam, this is what you're going to go for a graphical. I don't know if you have understood.
Yes, I have.
Okay, so thank you very much for that. So the situation now that would happen here, they are simply saying, check what would happen if suppose the government now, okay, they have imposed a price floor in this product of 4. So what happens? What would be the quantity supply and the quantity demanded of this product? And now would you characterize the situation in this market? So you just substitute there. The equilibrium point now substitute a 4 in each of them. Okay. From here, we found the equilibrium point. From here, using this one, the equilibrium price and quantity. This was the equilibrium quantity. And then this was the equilibrium price. So using the same equations here, this is the demand. So this is the demand and this is the supply. So let's now substitute a 4 here. At equilibrium, the quantity was at equilibrium was 16 units at equilibrium. And the price was this at equilibrium. Now let us substitute those ones. So there is a price flow of what? Price flow of 4 quarters. The government have put that. So what happens is that now our quantity demanded is going to be 25 minus 3 on 4. What would be the situation there? 25 minus 12. It will be 13 units. Then quantity supplied will be 10 plus 2p. So quantity supplied will be 10 plus 2 on 4, which will be 18 units. So there will be quantity supplied will be more than quantity demanded. So there is going to be surplus. There is going to be a surplus units of 18 minus 13, which will be 5 units in the market. You get the point, right? So this is it, what would happen in this market if the government will put their price floor. So that price floor is just there to regulate this, to push up the supply units. Okay, so price floor is used to encourage, okay, suppliers to supply more units at high prices, but consumers will demand less. We demand less units due to high prices. Are we together so far? Is that okay? I'm sure you have understood, not so? All right then. So this, for those who joined late, this recording will be shared so that you can go through. Okay, because right about now I'm about to attend the other. We'll schedule another class for the topic that you need for the other class. So, but we can end you for now. All right. But in memory, I think you are okay. You've been able to understand what you've done so far. Has it been clear?
Yes, it's clear. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. I was worried. So you have understood what an initial good do is, what's a normal good do is, and of course, looking at the equilibrium point this graphically and algebraically. So we've done these two questions, and we have also looked at different implications for elastic demand. Okay, and for the elastic demand for revenue implication, then also I've looked at the aspect of producer surplus and consumer surplus from this this curve here. Okay, I'm sure on equating, I'm sure you are not having any problem using the algebraically. Okay, this one, and of course using the graphically, and of course determinants of demand that we have actually looked at. I'm sure it is well, not so. So we can end here for now. Mr. Njovu?
Yes, you can end.